All right, so if you are in the world of logistics and transport, you are probably drowning in AI hype. It's everywhere. But how do you find a solution that actually delivers real industrial-grade results, and not just, a bunch of empty promises? What if the answer wasn't to go out and buy more software, but to actually hire a new kind of employee? Let's explore a method that does exactly that.
Does this feel familiar? You're surrounded by buzzwords, flashy demos, and this constant pressure to do something with AI. It's honestly overwhelming, it's confusing, and it can be a bit paralyzing. And you're not alone in feeling this way. This is a huge roadblock for so many businesses just trying to innovate.
All that confusion, it leads a lot of companies straight into something we can call the AI adoption trap. It's the very reason that so many of these promising AI projects just end up stalling out, never really delivering on what they said they would.
So let's look at some of these traps, shall we? You've got companies getting lured in by a free app to try, but they completely underestimate the true cost of getting it to work across the whole enterprise. Then you have digital perfectionism, where you're waiting for this perfect system that, let's be honest, never actually comes. Or maybe the worst one, going all in on AI, forcing it into workflows where it just doesn't belong. The result is always the same: wasted time, wasted money, and zero real progress.
And this really gets to the heart of the issue. In a high-stakes industry like logistics, you just can't afford to be playing around in a sandbox. You need commercial-level certainty. You need a system that's reliable, that's accurate, and that's built for the real world, not for a tech demo.
So how do you get that certainty? Well, Tasksmatic is all about a fundamental shift in thinking. It's a completely new way to look at automation.
And here it is. This is the big idea. Stop thinking about buying another piece of software. Instead, start thinking about hiring your first digital employee. Now, this isn't just playing with words. It's a complete change in strategy. You're not just adding a tool to the toolbox. You're actually building a specialized digital workforce.
This image perfectly shows the problems so many businesses are dealing with right now. You've got System 1 over here, System 2, System 3, and then you have a human operator right in the middle just trying to juggle everything. It's this tangled mess of processes that creates bottlenecks, errors, and frankly, a whole lot of stress. It's just not efficient or sustainable.
And this is the solution. Instead of that chaotic web, the Tasksmatic method puts an AI copilot right in there to orchestrate all those systems. Suddenly, the workflow isn't a tangled mess anymore. It becomes this clean, streamlined process that boils everything down to a single human validation point. This is all about taming that complexity.
So what exactly is a digital employee? Well, think of it like an AI agent, but with a very specific job description. It's not some general do-everything AI. Nope. It's a specialist trained to handle your most repetitive, high-volume, and, let's face it, tedious tasks with incredible precision.
And this is where it starts to feel really real. Your new digital team members, they get actual job titles and roles. You can hire a freight forwarding data specialist to automate all your shipment registrations, or maybe a transport booking assistant to handle entries and audit rates. They become real, functional parts of your team.
Now, these digital employees don't just work in a vacuum. So how do they actually integrate with your existing human team? The real magic happens when you combine their incredible speed with your team's hard-won expertise.
This infinity loop right here, this is the core engine of the entire method. On one side, you have the digital employee, that's the muscle, doing all the heavy lifting. And on the other side, you have your human employee, the brains, providing the oversight and deep industry knowledge. They work together in this constant, seamless loop.
Let's break that down a bit more. The digital employee, it's the muscle. It handles the bulk of the work, like maybe 80% of the manual data entry, acting as the ultimate virtual assistant. Meanwhile, your human employee is the brains. They act as the final validator, using all their industry know-how to approve decisions and guarantee 100% data integrity. This combination, this is how you get both incredible speed and total certainty.
Okay, so that's the how, but what about the why? What are the actual concrete business results you get from adopting this model? Let's talk about the payoff.
See, this approach delivers what all that experimental AI stuff just can't. You get commercial-level certainty because it's built for these high-stakes environments where accuracy is everything. You get fast implementation because these agents are already pre-trained on common industry tasks. You're building a truly specialized workforce, not just using some generic tool. And you get onshore reliability.
You're outsourcing the repetitive work to a local AI without all the risks of offshore labor.
So naturally, the next question is, what's this going to cost me? If you're hiring a digital employee, how do you pay for it? Well, the approach here is designed to be just as practical and straightforward as the technology itself.
You can start completely risk-free with a per-transaction model for trials just to test the waters. But the real game changer is this concept of digital wages, a predictable, fixed-cost model. This is so powerful because it lets you directly compare the cost of AI automation right next to traditional labor costs. It makes figuring out the ROI incredibly simple and clear.
And look, this isn't some rip-and-replace solution that's going to cause a huge headache. It's designed from the ground up to integrate seamlessly with the tools you already use, things like CargoWise, Expedient, and CartonCloud. It connects through standard APIs and EDIs, and it has its own intelligence layer to make sure everything works together, whether you want it on the cloud or on-premise for that extra layer of security.
So what kind of team does it take to pull something like this off? Because at the end of the day, the technology is only as good as the people and the logic that's behind it.
This whole thing is only possible because it's not just a tech team. It's a special blend. You have AI engineers building the core intelligence, software geniuses connecting all the systems, and crucially, industry experts providing that insider logic that makes it all work. That's the secret sauce, technology that's built with deep, functional industry knowledge.
Okay, let's wrap this up with the key takeaways. First, the big shift in thinking. Stop buying generic AI software and start hiring a specialized digital workforce. Second, that AI plus human model, that's the key to getting both speed and 100% data integrity. Third, this approach gives you that commercial-level certainty with costs you can actually predict. And finally, you can outsource all your most repetitive work to reliable, onshore AI.